Hello and welcome back to Reading Reddit. Let's go ahead and jump into our first story. This story is called How My Mum and I Put My Boss in Prison by Reddit user Octavania. I once did a social year in hospital after I graduated. I did got a little bit of money. In my country, you graduate when you're about 16. I only had the early shifts because of my age. I didn't really mind. My shifts always started from 6 AM, but I was always like 15 minutes early there. My boss was super nice to me for the first 1.5 months, but after that, she changed into a completely different person. At the beginning, she let me go a little earlier. A few times even 2 hours earlier. But after that, she demanded for me to stay sometimes until 4 PM, but usually it was 3:30 PM. And keep in mind, I was underage, and I'm legally not allowed to work longer than 7 hours, plus a 1-hour break. At some point, she gave me so much work that I couldn't even take a break for a whole day. So I had a lot of extra hours. Well, she always got home on time, or earlier, and always took a break. I once fainted at work because of that. Most of the time, I had to measure my vital signs, blood pressure, pulse, temperature, and sometimes the blood sugar of 60 patients alone. And I didn't have a vital sign monitor which measures the signs automatically. So it took me a really long time to do it. Plus I had to note down signs and put them in their record, which also took much time. At some point, my mum noticed I got skinnier. I was already pretty skinny, paler and more tired. So of course my mum asked me if everything was alright at work. I didn't really say anything because I'm really shy and insecure about my problems. But my mum insisted to tell her what was wrong. So I told her everything that had happened. That might sound like it's not much, but like I said, I was 16 and technically still a child, which was insecure. My mum got furious and told me to call in sick for the next few days so I could get the rest of it. After a few days, I got back to work and my mum went to pick me up. I was a little surprised because I usually took the train and it was 1 PM. She just asked me where my boss is and told me to follow her, so we went into my boss's office. My mum put on the nicest smile and greeted my boss as if nothing was wrong. After my boss closed the door and got us up comfortable in the chair, she asked what the matter was. My mum said, "So, how is my daughter doing at her work?" The boss says, "She's good, but she could do a little more." Mum, is she getting her 1-hour break, which she has the right to have? Boss, of course! She always takes her break on time. My boss glances shortly in my direction. Mum, then how do you explain that my daughter got really skinny and pale, even if it's summer, since she works here? Boss, I don't know. Maybe she has an eating disorder? The smile on my mum's face disappeared when she heard that answer. Excuse me. Mum cuts me off. Well, she ate really well when she was at home the last few days and felt a little bit better than when she's working. Boss, well that's not my problem. Mum, now a little louder. You made my daughter stay way longer than she actually has to. She doesn't get her break while you go sometimes even earlier and get a break. The first meal my daughter gets is dinner. It's only 1 meal a day. I could sue you for a child's work. And the law is very strict when it comes to stuff like that. Boss, now seemingly more angry, but tries to stay calm. Maybe she's working too slow. If she would work faster, she could go on time. Me. You make me stay longer because you give me way too much work. And I can't even take a day or two off, even though I've got a lot of extra hours because you refuse to give me a few days off. I even almost fainted once because I'm overworked. Boss, then quit! Mum. Okay, first of all, never shout at my child ever again. And secondly, you will hear from my lawyer, because I recorded the whole conversation. My boss went pale. My mum just smiled, took her purse, and got the F out of there. I was stunned by all of that. On the next day, my mum and I talked to the lawyer. I had the papers from the last 3 months from my work, because there's a time scanner thingy which requires a chip so you can record my time when I come in, go and take my break, and of course, my mum sued her. We had enough evidence against her, and in the court, she did as if she did nothing wrong, but we won. She actually has spent 2.5 years behind bars, and I got the extra hours paid out by the hospital. I finished my social year, but I switched that hospital, and I actually really enjoyed working there. I also got the weight back which I lost. Thank you so much for listening to this story. If you enjoyed this story, make sure you leave a like, and guys, if you want to see more videos and listen to more stories, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.